Is it worth the money? Look, man, if you start getting into like TikTok and you start getting into like if you go on like X and you read all about it and you start seeing stuff, people are going to tell you how their stock dropped 33% before reviews. IGN gave it a 6. A lot of people are saying, "See, it's a big world filled up with a lot of stuff, but that all leads nowhere." It's just negative, negative, negative. Go find some positive reviews. Go find a couple negatives. Go find some middle of the road reviews and kind of figure it out for yourself, right? It is a $70 game. Probably after taxes like $73, $74, but make up your own, like it's not hard to be like, is this the type of game that I want to get into? Puzzles, no hand holding, boss fights, big exploration. You could put a lot of hours into it. Probably can't be completed in a weekend. You know what I mean? Once you kind of put all that together, you can kind of form an opinion if you would be into it or not. It's definitely not a game that you're going to be able to return in 2 hours. I don't know how much you can get out of it in 2 hours to, say, hey, this is what I didn't like it. I want to return it. I don't know if you're going to be able to do that. Because I don't know if you can get enough out of it in 2 hours. You probably can't, but I think it's worth the money. That's me saying I think it's worth the money. I don't think that anybody should go off of that advice, but you could try to figure out, hey, is this worth the money? You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Another thing that I gotta say is I've forgotten how to use my weapon. Oh, so another thing I was gonna say. Whoa, what is this? What is that? Why is that? Why is that deposit spitting out red stuff? Well, another thing I was gonna say, and then I'll wrap this all up is a lot of people, think to themselves like, man, this game has a lot in it, and why does it seem like it has a million items in it? Well, because it has a million items in it. And why does it feel like such a shocker? Well, because it feels like since 2002, 2003, like we haven't gotten complete games for it feels like the past 2 decades. So when they were giving us, let's for example, 100 items back then, and then all of a sudden it's 2026, 2 decades later, they give us a million items. The reason why it feels like such a enormous leap or just such a grand feat is because we skipped from the 100 items in a game, complete game, to 1,000 items in a complete game, to 10,000 items in a complete game. We skipped 2 decades of complete games because for the past 2 decades, it feels like they've just been giving us here, you pay us $80, we're going to give you a half finished game, 3 DLCs that you're going to pay for over the course of a year and a half. And that's that. Sometimes they charge you a bunch of money and they don't even give you anything later on. So I think that's why this game feels like it has so much stuff in it because this is what studios should have been doing. And yeah, so anyway, there's my whole take.